In this lesson, we'll be covering the Hackerrank easy rated algorithm picking numbers. And first things first, as usual, let's dive into the question, understand what it's asking, and understand what we are provided. So we are provided an array of any length of integers, and it's stated down here that the integers will fall within the value of 0 and 100. And the question wants us to return the length of the longest subarray. So for this specific example, the length of the longest subarray would be equal to 5. What can consist of a subarray is an array of numbers from this array that includes the number and one greater than the number. So when we're considering the value of 1, the subarray for the value of 1 would include all values of 1 and all values of 2. For 2, the subarray for the value of 2 would just include these two values. There would just be two 2's in the subarray for the number 2. That's because what's 2 plus 1? 3. We don't have any 3's in this array. They don't appear here. For 4, it's clear that the subarray for 4 would be 5. The length of the subarray for 4 would be 5 because there are 2 4's plus 3 5's. And the length of the subarray for 5 would be 3. The length would be 3 because there are 3 5's and there are no 6's coming after it. So I hope that's pretty clear. Not too confusing, but if you are confused, take a second and then head over to Replit and we will start to write some code. So what do we need to evaluate? We need to take a look at A, and I think a good idea would first be to take A and sort A. If you do A dot sort, and then let's go ahead and print A, that should return the array in ascending order, meaning it starts at 1. Yeah, great. So it goes 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that the longest subarray in this context would be 3. It would start with the number 3, include both 3's and the number 4. Okay, so what can we do? I think what we should do is loop through a range array. We'll loop starting at the lowest number here up to the highest number here. And if the number, if n in our array, if the number in our array is equal to n or n plus 1, we will increase a counter. What you could do is set up some arrays and append the number to your array to build some subarrays. But I think it's a little bit more simple to use a counter. So we've sorted A, we've got it in the order that we want. Next, what we can do is find the min and the max. So we'll set start equal to min of A, and end we'll set equal to max of our array. And this is because, as I mentioned, we'll be doing a range loop. So for n in range, start to end, and we'll want to do end plus 1 to include that last number. Okay, so we are looping through n. As I mentioned, we're going to create a counter variable to keep track of the chain length. That would be the length of the subarray. So we'll set a counter variable equal to 1, and then we will want to loop through our array. So for num in A. All right, so what's happening first? We start with our exterior loop. What is the starting number? The lowest number of our array here is 1, so n will be equal to 1. And we want to add to the counter if the number, as we loop through this array, if the number is equal to n or n plus 1. right? So n of 1 is our first number. Num, so num, meaning this num, what is num in our array? Well, num in our array is 1. So n of 1 is equal to num of 1. Great. That would mean our counter will go up. So if n equals num, we will counter plus equals 1. But there's another condition, right? If the next number if any following number is equal to n plus 1, we will also increase the counter. So that would mean that a 2 is in our array, and we want to keep track of that. So if n equals num, or we don't need an and statement, we need an or, because these two statements could not conditionally happen at the same time, but we need to account for either of them or both of them. If num equals n plus 1. So that is our other statement. And now n of 1, we will consider that number. Is num equal to n of 1? Yes. Add to the counter. Continue to loop through this array. Is this number equal to n or n plus 1? No. Is this number equal to n or n plus 1? No. So on and so forth. Only our first number will increase the counter. Then we will go to n equals 2. And we will loop through this whole array. Is this number equal to n? N is equal to 2. This number is equal to 1? No. Is this number equal to n of 2? No. This number is 3. It is not equal to 2, but it is equal to n plus 1, so our counter will tick up. So we will keep looping through this array for each n in the range of 1 to 6, and our counter will keep increasing. So what do we want to do? We want to store our counter number somewhere so we can then compare our counter results. So let's do that. Where can we do that? I think we can do it at the for loop. Let's go ahead here and print. Oh, not print. We want to print our, oh no, we want to append. Okay, yeah, we want to create an empty array. Let's call it lang, meaning length. Let's make it an empty array. And after we increase our counter, we can lang.append counter. And then over here, we can print lang. Okay, slightly in the wrong spot. Let's move it here. Okay, there we go. Is that correct? That looks correct. Yes, so this is our first evaluation. We are considering the number of 1. The length of our subarray when starting at 1 is 1. The length of our subarray when starting at number 2 is 2, because it considers the value of 2 and the value of 3, and we have 2 3s. The number of 3 is taking in consideration all 3 of these numbers. The number of 2 is considering 4 and 5. The number of 2 here is considering 5 and 6. And the number 1 here is considering 6. So there you go. There is our completed length array. But of course, we want to print the max of lang. to show us the longest unbroken chain, which is 3. So that's perfect. I'm going to copy over some already formatted code for Hackerrank's format. Oh, included the function definition. Okay, we'll paste that there. So as you can see, all this code is the same. All we changed is down here, instead of printing max lang, we are returning max lang, and we will run that code. Give it a second. Awesome. Passed both sample test cases. Now let's submit it against all of the test cases, and great. Looks like we pass all of them. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And as usual, if you're interested in algorithms, I cover algorithms very frequently. We're doing them just about every day. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.